Dorothea Lange by Jimmy Sandoval. I believe in living with the camera, not using the camera. This quote by Lange really shows that the camera was a very important part of her life, and it was a lot more than just a tool to make money and do work with. Really allowed her to express herself artistically and capture the images that she wanted to. Born in 1895 in New Jersey, she studied photography at Columbia University. She was living in New York for a while, doing apprenticeships at a few different studios around there. And in 1918, she moved to San Francisco to open her own photo studio. She then married painter Maynard Dixon, though later they ended up getting a divorce, and she then married economist Paul Taylor. Lange died of cancer in 1965. So after opening a successful photo studio in the Bay Area, Lange was sought out to work for the FSA. They really liked her portrait work that she was showing and the work that she had started to exhibit, which was more street photography. She documented the rural poverty during the Great Depression, and she really showed what toll the economy was taking on the U.S. She was also a co-founder for the photo magazine Aperture. Lange really had a way with portraits. She was able to capture a lot of emotion in her images. She photographed a lot of family life out in the Midwest, in the areas that were hit the hardest by the economy and the Great Depression. The images she captured really showed as if she had built relationships with these people. It showed that they were comfortable with her and that they kind of let her into their life at that little moment of time. Migrant Mother, which originally wasn't called that, is definitely one of Lange's most iconic images. She had a lot of different captions for her images, and it really upset her that a lot of them were changed, though this was allowed to happen because her images were becoming property of the federal government through the FSA. She kind of had a way to show somewhat of an attractiveness in these people, even though they were in such low points in their life. Due to Lange's work for the FSA, there was times where she would be gone for up to months. And her husband, Paul Taylor, the economist, was traveling a lot, sometimes with her. So Lange would have to put her own children in a type of foster care situation because she had no one else to watch them. And this haunted Dorothea. Though at the time, the foster care system wasn't quite the same as it is now. Though Lange mostly focused on portrait photography, she still had a great eye for all areas of photography. She took some very beautiful landscape photos, and they still showed that emotion that she was able to capture in her portraits. Lang was very educated in the current state of the economy due to her husband, Paul Taylor, who had taught her a lot about the social and political matters. Together, they were documenting the rural poverty and exploitation of sharecroppers and migrant laborers. Here's an image that shows a little higher class later on in the 50s in San Francisco, which was part of the US that wasn't hit quite as hard by the economy. Another great family photo that kind of shows that some people could still be happy even though they were in such a rough time for the US. This image was of a lady asleep waiting to cross the bridge into Mexico in El Paso, Texas. Dorothea's photos definitely helped bring the porn forgotten to the public's attention, and her work was shown to the federal government when she returned from her trips, and they rushed aid out there to help. So she definitely had a big impact on them. And her photos were a lot of the time the most desired and chosen ones for magazines and whatnot to use, and for the FSA to use. Another image that shows someone being very comfortable with Lang taking their photo. So Dorothea was an amazing portrait photographer. She had a way with her portraits that captured a lot of emotion. She helped these people a lot by bringing some attention to them. She was later on invited by Ansel Adams to come work at the School of Fine Arts in California. And of that time, where it was definitely male photographers were getting the most attention, she was definitely one of the top female photographers, and really was kind of a game changer in that.